have we really come a long way, or have we fallen a long way in our civilization? I can't help but feel as though the more I understand the nature of reality, what we call reality in this frequency band, and the more I understand the nature of the knowledge that's now available to us globally, especially when it comes to the ages and the Vedic Sciences of India. And that translates through into the, if you do some more research into the Greek ages of man as well, that we have come a long way, but we've fallen. And this is, I'll come back to this because it really feels like to me this is what's happened. We've fallen into an age of density and darkness. And it's so apparent to us now if you look and see what it is. People might say, look at you wearing this t-shirt with Captain America symbol on it. It's the symbol, I see this shield is not a symbol of empire or a symbol of imperialism or a symbol of America. If you follow the arc, the character arc in the movies of Steve Rogers, you'll see a man with compassion, a man of humanity, a man of dignity, and a man of inclusion, and a man of ethical and moral high ground in the way he approaches life and people. And that's why I wear this t-shirt, because that character to me, Steve Rogers, is someone who I look up to and who is one of my heroes. I never used to like Captain America. I used to collect Marvel comics when I was a kid. Never liked Captain America. Nothing about him really, for me, landed at all until I watched the Russo brothers' interpretations of the Marvel character, Steve Rogers. And after watching that character, his character's arc, it became apparent to me that it was nothing to do with Captain America. It was Steve Rogers, the man. That was, for me, the big thing. Steve Rogers, the man. So I wear this t-shirt proudly because of the nature of what that inspires me to be, moving in my life forward. Every moment I have a choice to act with more virtue and more honor in a world that is, if you look at the Vedic Sciences and the ages, we're in the darkest of dark times. In the Greek ages of man, I say man as in mankind as in humankind, not just men as in men. Humankind, man as a reflection of the form, mankind, humankind, men and women. We have fallen a long way. We're in the Iron Age. We're in the Vedic Sciences, the ascending. If you look at the work of Dev Misra, we're in the ascending Kali Yuga cycle, coming out of that darkest of times, densest of times, and moving into an age of transition, 1200 years, according to the work of the calculations of Dev Misra. The book is Yuga Shift. If you want to read it and purchase it, it's a fantastic read. And it correlates to so many ages across traditional cultures across the world. And don't ever think for a moment that the parasite class, who are controlled in my perception, and I'm not alone, I'm only parroting what I've learnt from other people much smarter than I am in regards to what they perceive, who are truly pulling the strings behind the curtain. The non-human force that governs, possesses, and controls their puppets, their human puppets, in positions of the parasite class of influence, to an acquiescing, this is the most important thing, acquiescent and apathetic population on our planet. If people said, and this is what this video is going to be going to, I'm going to talk about people and how we as people, because we are the majority, the minority of people, there's a reason why there's one of the control groups, one of the deepest levels of that control paradigm is called the Committee of 300. Think about that, and think about the nature of how many people own the entire world's wealth. What's it less than what? It's a few thousand people apparently own. It's some ridiculous figure like say a few thousand people have more wealth than the bottom end half of the entire population of the planet. Think about that for a moment. How much influence and power they give you over politicians, over governments, over corporations, which are all the same thing anyway. All governments are corporations. It's all business, it's all commerce. But that's a whole different story. But think about how far have we come. It's supposedly the 21st century that we are told within the timelines and the constraints and the, what would you call it, the categorization of time, thanks to the Catholic Church, the Roman Catholic Church, the Roman Catholic Church. We're in this illusory construct called time within the confines of this construct given to us by the Roman Catholic Church, right? So this is the 21st century. But what it is, if you look at the work of Bereft and others who follow the Vedic Sciences and also the Ages of Man, and across the board and across all traditional cultures and cultures of ancient and deep knowledge, we're in an age of transitioning out of a darker age, a heavier age. But in this age we are in now, I can't help but feel as though, as per se, in regards to what Bereft has written in his books, from the beginning of the fall of the golden age into the silver age, and this is the descending falls, falling into the silver, falling into the bronze, which is, I believe, a Tritiya, Dwapara, Kali Yuga. We're moving out of the ascending Kali Yuga cycle, according to Bereft Misra's calculations. We're moving into an age of transition of 1200 years before, and it takes 1200 years to cleanse. How crazy is this? And looking at the world today, the global world today, not the one that I live in personally, because this is the situation too. Each individual has the opportunity to look at the way that they're existing in their own way and in what kind of world they're living in. I'm grateful and I'm happy and I'm humbled to live in a world where I don't experience war, conflict, suffering. The conflict and the war and the suffering are all induced by myself in regards to how I choose to, on my own person, on my own being, by the way that I conduct myself and the way I respond or react to situations that I encounter. It's a personal, spiritual conflict. It's a personal, spiritual war. Even with other people around me that interact with me, it's still about me in that sense. It's still all about me, not about them, right? But I don't take it personally at the same time. Strange paradox. Anyway, so we're in this age, the ascending Kali Yuga cycle, but I look around me and I think to myself, what was our planet like at the height of the golden age? Were we in harmony with nature, with the universe, with each other? Were there any wars? Was there any suffering? Was there conquest? Was there plunder? Was there rape? Was there coveting other people's experiences, wives, husbands, assets? What did the world look like before Atlantis began to fall? Because that was the last time we were in a golden age and living memory. What was the planet like then before it began to fall from Atlantis, the golden age, into the silver, bronze, and into the iron age? What was the world? What was our planet like? What did it look like? What did civilization look like? Because civilization, use that term loosely now, from the Kali Yuga cycle to now, where we are now, where we're coming into the end of the Kali Yuga cycle, according to the calculations of Bereft Misra. The Kali Yuga cycle finishes in the equinox, the spring equinox next year, 2025, which amazingly, this is no fluke, also aligns with the fact that, according to the work of David Ubine, who's actually pointed this out, and no one else is talking about this, which is even more bizarre, the 4 gas giants are on a square behind the sun, and there's nothing between us and the outer solar system. Neptune, Uranus, Saturn, and Jupiter are all on the backside of the sun, and we're out looking out towards the outer solar system with nothing in the way of bolides, meteorites, asteroids, comets coming our way that could smack into us. Nothing in the way for 4 to 5 months. But that, and this is the most interesting coincidence. If you look at Bebudev's Misra's calculations, the 21st of March 2025 is the end of the ascending Kali Yuga cycle. The 1st of April, around about that time, the 4 gas giants have all swung around behind the sun in a square with the sun, and we are on the backside with nothing in the way. Talk about coincidence? No coincidence there. So what's to become of our civilization? Civilization. When men and women who look each other in the eyes with a different shade of their genetic space, different shades of their genetic spacesuits, different beliefs, different religious beliefs, different thoughts, different attitudes, different languages, are taking up arms against each other, killing, maiming, murdering. People are suffering all around us, all over the world, in ways that I can't even imagine in this lifetime. How fucked up are we? Are we really fucking so evolved? I don't think so. There's nothing evolved about our civilization at all. Where's the compassion? Where's the love? Where's the ability to look each other in the eye, or in the heart, more importantly, and see oneself? And nurture and care for other people as you would do for yourself. Where are the people on our planet? En masse, the leaders, the supposed fucking leaders of our countries, stepping forward to say, like, stop the fucking, this has got to stop right now. This has got to stop. All of this has got to stop. All the wars, all the suffering, all the destruction of the climate, of the environment, not the climate, the environment. People can live happily and joyful and harmoniously together without conflict. We look out for one another. What would happen if all the defense contractors around the world and all the armies and all the money, all these places that are hell-bent on creating missiles and nuclear warheads and bullets and guns and knives and things that harm and kill people, what would happen if we took all those agencies, all those corporations, and said, like, here's the deal. We are going to build Star Trek for real. We are going to combine together to building the most amazing spaceships and a fleet of them, hundreds of these fucking things, and every citizen, every man and woman from every country should be represented on these craft as one human family from Earth. And we will travel through the solar system, out into the galaxy, and into deep space together as one family. And we put all our money with these defense contractors put all their money into creating this. Oh, sorry, they already have, haven't they? It's called the breakaway civilization. Come on. Sorry, but in the public, not in the private, did this. Rather than killing each other and murdering and suffering and destroying the environment forever and creating enormous pain for generations to come, intergenerational traumas. What would happen if we suddenly decided that, like, if we had true leaders that said, this is the deal, we need to do this, let's go for it. Here's the thing, you're not going to see that, because these leaders are puppets and sycophants to a force beyond them which controls them. Some of them in a human form, but not human anymore. They're possessed. Some are possessed by AI. Some are possessed by lower fourth dimensional entities, which could be the same thing. Some are possessed by demons and monsters. And that might sound ridiculous, but think about it. Would you or I go out and murder and maim people, or send people to their deaths in their thousands, or push a button and murder hundreds of millions of people, or displace people off their land which they've lived on intergenerationally for hundreds of generations, just so you can have access to resources, have beachside property, and also settle people in those regions to create more conflict? Because you knew exactly that's what it was going to do. Would you do it? I know I wouldn't. And people could say some people are orientated to have different perspectives and different attitudes towards life, what they consider life, and the greed and power has gotten to their heads. It's up for debate. It's up for debate. But for me, I see these people as no longer being men or women. They're no longer human. Their hearts are closed down. They have no compassion, no empathy for anyone or anything at all. And to me, there's a force moving through them that's controlling them and making them do that. But as Dev Misra writes in his book Yuga Shift, 1200 years of purification is coming. And do I believe that? I don't believe in anything. Do I perceive that happening? Not right now, no. Do I perceive? Because what I perceive through the lens of my experience is very different to what I believe. Beliefs can become ironclad. They can be quite fluid. For me, I don't want to believe anything anymore. I just want to experience what I experience empirically moving forward, and have ideas around me, perceptions which can move. My point of perception can move with more information coming in. Do I see an age of 1200 years of purification before we enter into the ascending Dwapara cycle? Do I think it's necessary? Fuck yes. Do I think it's necessary? I feel in my being it's totally fucking necessary to have 1200 years of purification. Because how far we have come from that beautiful golden age at the end of Atlantis. And remember, the descending golden age started in Atlantis, but there was a golden age before that, the ascending golden age in Atlantis, which fell into the descending age. But we are on the way back up that bell curve, and we might be at the bottom. We've got to start somewhere. And that 1200 years of purification, in my perception, needs to happen. 1200 years of purification for the heaviness and the density that we are in this time. It's horrible to even conceive of being on a time like this, but I went to a sweat lodge about 4 weeks ago now, and the facilitator said one amazing thing which really resonates with me, and this is how I want to live the rest of my life and my incarnation in this body. I want to be the rising tide that lifts all fucking boats. And what that means to me is that at every moment I have a choice to act with compassion, with humor, with love, and to see with my eyes and with my heart God in everything and everyone. So therefore I would not wish to harm anyone or anything. And when I have a meal in front of me of food, because I eat meat, I eat a paleo diet pretty much, I am humbled and I am grateful beyond any measure of words for that food in front of me. And I pray over that food, and I say, I am so full of gratitude towards what is presented to me. This is the nature of my experience in this moment. In this density, I have to eat real food, solid food, physical food. And for me, the sustenance I get from animal products and vegetables and fruit is important for my health and my nutrition. So I am incredibly grateful for everything that passes through my lips into my body. Incredibly grateful. That's where I come from, that place of gratitude and humbleness. I am humble before Wakan Punka. I am humbled for the experience I've had in this lifetime. I am humbled to be able to grow and to understand and to implement and assimilate and to integrate from the experiences that I'm having in my life that bring me to deeper humbleness, deeper gratitude, and deeper understanding. And deeper understanding that, yes, for me, in my perception, the purification event of 1200 years, as Dev Misra writes so poignantly and so poetically in his book Yuga Shift, is necessary, because we have come so far from that glorious, beautiful golden age. And one day, maybe about 12,000 years or 10,000 years into the future, we'll come back to that place of harmony again. Cohesion and coherence with each other and with our environment and with the universe. Until then, every moment that I have in my incarnation moving forward for me is an opportunity to be more virtuous and more honourable in my behaviour, and to treat others like I want to be treated myself. We have all the maxims we need to live our lives in a better way with each other. Why the fuck aren't we doing it? Thanks for watching. I truly appreciate it. Mate wa. Be kind to each other. Not the Jacinda Ardern kind of kind, but this kind of kind. See God in all things, including yourself, and in every one. We are all seeds of consciousness, experiencing itself subjectively. All of us. And we're all the same. We're all the same awareness. Would you hurt yourself the way you hurt other people? Or do you hurt yourself so you can hurt other people? Questions. Take care.